Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Today is already October 20th, 2020. Um, you know, as you guys know, everybody knows we're going through a pandemic right now. Um, just in the last couple weeks, 3 weeks, or maybe let's say a month, I think September was pretty good also. Things seem to be looking up when it came to, let's say, like opening back up and, things getting back to normal. In September, the kids went back to school, which is great. The restaurants are starting opening back up. Um, there was talks about opening back the nursing homes. A lot of nursing homes open back up for visitation, which is great because, as everybody knows, our elder staying in their homes since March. Just coming out when they have a visit is just not enough. Not having that social need, not having that companionship is also very hard in families. As you guys know, my mother is right now in a nursing home here in the US. It's been crazy for me and my family to go through this. So things were looking up, but unfortunately, lately, especially today, there's a lot of news from different major cities in this US, especially here in Connecticut where I live, that things are again, seem to be going downhill. A lot of more cases um, are being you know are being like resulting. There's a lot of more cases coming up. Some schools have like 50 people tested positive. It's, I feel like it was okay for a period of time, and then it just really went back up again, back to when they said all the way to June. But now that I think about it, in June I was able to have an outside visit with my mother. But the governor here in Connecticut said that the cases went up again, just like they were in June. So here's the thing, just talking to people, I'm getting the sense and the feeling that the holidays are coming up, right? Let's just be honest here. Here's the thing, I feel like people are perfectly okay with things being shut down again. Believe it or not, they can say and deny it all they want, but they're okay with things being shut down again because that's gonna give them time to be home and time to be with their families during the holiday season. And the problem that I see with that is, like, if you just think about it, you know, you can be, I'm trying to find the right word because I know this is a real crisis. I know it's not a made up crisis. I know people are losing their lives to it. But the best way to recover from something is to attack it. The best way to attack it is to just, if you are, here's how I feel like the vaccine is gonna come and people are gonna have reactions to it because everything that's new is gonna cause reaction to it. Not everybody will respond well to it. It's gonna take a lot of years for something that's safe enough for the majority of the population to take it and be okay with it. Even the flu shot can cause a lot of distress on people, can cause a really bad reaction. I mean, anything. That's why some people are okay taking one medication, other people are completely allergic to it. This COVID vaccine is a different thing, it's a brand new thing. So, what I'm saying is, here's the thing, if we don't put like our best effort to at least somehow desire to get out of this pandemic, nothing is gonna change. There are people who are like so afraid, but deep down I feel like they're okay with shutting everything down again because they're gonna be home. And the problem with that is, like, it's not really cool to be claiming unemployment benefits, to be living off the government. It's not a cool thing. Okay? You can go into New York City during the cold months in January or whatever. And I'm saying New York City because, it's a very populated state. But let's say New York City, and you're in the middle of January, you get on the subway system, there are people sneezing and having the flu, having fever, because they get up and go to work, and you might get the same thing when you get home later during the day. But what I'm saying is, like, danger and stuff is gonna happen. Flying is a danger too. Like, it can really go bad, and I'm not trying to be like trying to overlook something so big that has taken so much from us. But here's the thing: if we don't do at least an effort to really want a change for the positive of this pandemic, to at least get away from us, nothing's gonna happen. I feel like people are perfectly fine when things are being canceled, because, like I said before, it gives them time to be with family, you know. But here's what happened back in the springtime, right? People were like, great, it's March, we get to be home. Everything is shut down, nobody's allowed to go anywhere. March was fine. Like April, the weather started getting very nice. The end of April, you saw supermarkets filled with families doing grocery shopping, because obviously we were not meant to live like this. This is not God. Are you kidding me? For anybody to say, I mean, and I'm trying to be very careful what I'm saying here, but this is not God. God is not calling for the churches to be shut down. Are you kidding me? The houses of prayer to have limited space and not allowing people in because they have too many people and people have to sit at a distance? For worship teams to not be able to sing, this is not God. This is not for God, from God. People were like, oh, this is great because we get to be home with my family. Yes, it's good, but in the same context, you have to look at something. You have to think, maybe this is just bringing into surface that I live a very chaotic life, but that it had to be something so big to give me time with my family. So that doesn't mean by any means that I have to wait, that this pandemic has given me time for my family. People are looking at it the wrong way. They're looking at it the wrong way. They're saying this pandemic gave me time to be with my family. No, this pandemic is telling you, if you miss one day of work, you can use the time for family. So that means you're working too much. You're spending a lot of your time being away from the people that matter the most. You have to do everything in your power to be with your family, Stop scheduling your full days for a paycheck that is going to just keep you. Like, I understand, everybody has bills and responsibilities, but with the internet these days, there's so many other ways to, have a side income that you don't have to be 40 hours or 80 hours away from your family, But here's the thing. I feel like people, back in March and April, they're like, oh, this is great. I get to be home. This is great. And, the government is bringing extra money on unemployment. Like, I'm sorry, but unemployment, like, it's a great thing because when you need it, it's a great thing. But when you can go out there and get a job, it's not really good. So I don't think people should look at it like here's the thing. I feel like unemployment is a blessing if you're out of work because of COVID. Like if you are out of work, but not because you had a job beginning of the year and you didn't like it, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go on unemployment. Oh, COVID is now happening, so I'm not even gonna try to look for a job. I'm just gonna be doing unemployment until I can. I just feel like, honestly, guys, we're being way too comfort. We're in like the comfort zone of COVID. I feel like a lot of people are okay with it. Don't you see how many businesses have closed their doors? I mean, this pandemic is taking down companies after companies, hundreds of people losing their jobs. And people are like, oh, this has been a blessing because, we're going to be home. Like, you're going to be home, but God never called you to be, like, not productive. Like, during the pandemic, I feel like, I got extremely busy. Like, I was off, let's say, my job closed down like early March. for 2 weeks I was, just not really doing much, and then I started making the face masks and that went crazy. So I was working even more because I had so many orders to fulfill. I had so many packages and stuff to do and masks to do, and orders up and down. So that was good for me in that sense. But when I think about it, like, I was still working, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like people are so, like, they're like okay with everything being closed down. Like, this is not the way God wants us to live. This is not the way God wants us to live. Honestly, guys, for you to not even be able to shake hands with anybody, and people are like, oh, this is such a blessing. I'm sorry. You can say that maybe beginning of it, but it's been way too long, and we're just adjusting to everything, There are diseases and everything that can kill you. Like, and I'm not saying to be ignorant. One thing you have to be careful. You don't want to be ignorant to it. You got to go out and be precautious. But don't I feel like a lot of people desire everything to shut down again because they want to be home for the holidays. And that's a little selfish because I guarantee you 100% working in retail for so many years, people are not going to be happy if they shut down the mall in the beginning of December if the cases keep going up. Then it's going to be a problem. And I know people are going to be like, well, just order on Amazon. Yeah, that gets old very fast because you want to be out of the house too. Okay? So that was just my message for today. I just feel like people are just, we're going to shut down again, Like, people are not even saying we're going to shut down for 2 weeks. They're like, we might shut down into like February. Like, are you kidding me? Like, tell me. And then February comes, you open back up, and you're okay. And then April, May comes, and the cases are up again. Here we are in a rotation, accommodating ourselves to the COVID pandemic. Like, where is the desire to move forward in life? Like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like everybody's okay with things, Like, the earth does not stop for nobody. The sun will come up again. Like, the sun doesn't stop for nobody. And I feel like, everything that comes to your life, you overcome it. Yes, COVID's up out there. It's in the air. It's floating in the air. It can happen at any time. And whatever comes your way, you face it, right? You face it, and you have the faith that God is with you. And like I said in my previous video, whatever comes, it comes, man. Like, you are the child of God. Whatever comes, comes. But don't be like, I'm not saying go out and don't wear a mask. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I'm saying, like, at least think that, it's a possibility to just continue to move forward. Don't desire so much. Shutdown is just going to shut down, take people's jobs. It's going to take... it's gonna backtrack the kids in the school projects. People in college are backtracked in years, because now they gotta make up for all the classes. You know what I mean? So that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna shut down temporarily, and they open back up again, and then they're gonna be worried about it again because new cases are coming up. Can somebody tell me this is how God wanted us to live? I feel like everybody's adjusting to COVID and everything. We are adjusting to something that honestly I don't think came from God. To shut down churches, like they were shut down, and now there's a seating capacity, there's limitations, no shaking hands. Like, are you serious? I can't even go and hug my mom. And people are telling me this is from God. I don't think so. People are losing their jobs up and down. I don't think so. I don't think this is from God. Okay, and that was just my message today. I'm just gonna read to you guys on John 10:10. The Bible says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy, and I came that they may have life and have it abundantly." I wanna find somebody who tells me, this is from God. Like, we as human beings, we tend to always look for the positive in things. that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, and I tend to do that a lot too. You want to look at the positive, um, but I also believe that things you know, are temporarily. I don't think we were meant to live like this. Because if you say, when it was like beginning of the summer, you're like, okay, they say COVID-19 will not survive the warm weather. The summer came and, everything went back to like a lot of cases, and we have to shut down, and just gonna be outside dining because of the cases, and retail closing up and down, and everything shutting down. And we're like, okay. And then and the minute, I tell you, the minute August hit, people are like, it's gonna shut down again in the fall. Everybody was so negative about it, and here they are. Look where we are now, October 20th, and we have news and more cases coming up. And here we are in a rotation of the year, back and forth. Oh, now here comes the winter season. Wait until January, like it's gonna go crazy because the snow and the weather's gonna go crazy, and it's gonna shut down into March. Shut down into March. This year, I mean, we closed down in March. So I just feel like, I I don't think this is the way God wanted us to live, especially live in fear like this. You can't even hug somebody or have access to your family members. I mean, I think there's something off here, and I think we're missing the point of it. Yes, this gave you more time with your family, but as you get more time with your family, this is also telling you that you need more time with your family in your day-to-day life. So that means you have to adjust yourself to be more with your family. Okay, so people are like, yeah, I gave you more time with your family, but it's temporarily, because eventually you're going back to work, right? At least the people that want to go back to work. Anyways, I hope I was trying to be more positive, but this is just my frustration, I guess you can say. It's getting to the point where I feel like people are more, a lot of us, yes, we adjusted to this pandemic, and we wear our mask, and we use our hand sanitizer, and that's all great because we don't want to be ignorant, but we don't want to adjust to it in the sense that it becomes our life forever. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. This is not what God wants for us, guys. This pandemic had killed so many people. It had destroyed so many families. It's taking away from so many people that can even have their time with their loved ones in the nursing homes. I mean, I'm talking about that passionately because it affects me personally. It affects me every day. So that was my message for today. I hope if you have something to say about this, please go ahead and say it. My channel, I do talk about a lot of different stuff, but what I'm saying is, I guess God put this in my heart to speak about it because I feel like we're seeing Goliath, and instead of standing up to it, we're hugging it. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.